9:54 a.m. and as we are having an extended edition of News and Views on this Friday morning, we are going to be talking about the migration to the Nusuk system. Now, this is a major game changer for South Africa, in particular, in terms of this migration from what we traditionally had as a Hajj regulator in Sahuk, regulating Hajj operators taking Hajj, and now we are falling in line with many countries right across the entire world migrating to the Nusuk system. But it's important for us to actually understand what the Nusuk system is all about. And we know that a number of countries have had experience in the last 2 years or so with regard to the Nusuk system. So this is an extremely important discussion just to break down and to basically understand what our Hujjaj for 2026 can expect. Now, we are joined by Omar Akbar, CEO of Albait Gas, on the Hajj on the Nusuk initiative, and also Brother Abdul Rahman Helbawi, head of Pilgrim's Experience, Albait Gas Hajj on Nusuk as well. To both of you, Brother Omar, Brother Abdul Rahman, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, Juma Mubarak to both of you.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى. تفضل بسم.
Yes, Brother Omar, obviously this is new territory for us. As I said, this is a major game changer for us here in South Africa, migrating from what we've known for Hajj for decades in South Africa, and now migrating to the Nusuk system. And I think it's important for us to be aware now that, obviously you've had a fair amount of experience. So let's just talk about the Nusuk system, just an overview, so that, just to simplify, so that we can understand what this Nusuk system is all about and what it's actually meant to achieve.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. To begin with, Brother Inayat, a very Jum'ah Mubarak to you and to all the listeners, and thank you for giving us the opportunity and hosting us today to talk about Nusuk. I believe and I can understand that probably a lot of anxiety is going on about Nusuk, as it's a huge shock to the community or to the Muslim community in South Africa, shifting from the regular Hajj operation to Nusuk Hajj operation, which is known as the B2C. So the B2C initiative was initiated by Ministry of Hajj 3 seasons ago, in which the Saudi ministry wanted the interaction to be direct between Saudi companies and the Hujjaj who wants to come to Hajj. And of course, in that we had space where we could collaborate with local operators, with Islamic institutes, with local mashayikh and ulama in the respective countries to provide support to the people throughout, starting from the pre-phase sale, during the sale phase, and all the way accompanying them coming to the Hajj and completing their Hajj in the best possible way. I would say to people, they should not feel much of a difference when it comes to the rituals of Hajj and when it comes to the journey and traveling. Yes, however, the process of registering would be completely different than what it used to be before. Now they will have to go through a process of registering themselves into Nusuk system, after that getting verified, and after that, of course, charging their e-wallet with a variety of packages. And this is probably a plus point which was never there, as we have seen in Nusuk countries that every country had set of trends or set of packages were sold by the agents. Now the case is going to be different. They're going to be exposed to a number of a variety of packages, out of which they can choose according to their convenience, a 10-day package, 12 days, 18 days, 24 days. And as we all know that South Africans probably were the longest staying Hujjaj when it came to Hajj, so that packages will be available as well, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, Jazakallah for clarifying that out. And let's just bring Brother Abdul Rahman into the discussion now. Brother Abdul Rahman, I'm sure in the last 3 years or so, you've had a lot of experience in, obviously, as far as the system in itself is concerned, and also some of the experiences. Just how has this Nusuk system worked at this point in time? And, what are some of the key issues or critical issues that our viewers and our listeners need to know about?
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. جزاك الله خير. I echo the words of my dear colleague and brother Omar. thanking you and being grateful to you for inviting us to speak to your audience and to speak to the Muslim community. And I have, like Brother Omar said, he gave very good news and glad tidings. I also have very good news to you with regard to your question, which is at this moment in time, Nusuk system is much more stable, much more advanced than the day it started. Obviously, as we all know, things develop and take time. The first year we started, there was a lot of anxiety, there was a lot of worry, a lot of people didn't know how things are going to work out, and the system was being built at the time. But now the system is much more stable, much more advanced, much more technically set in a way that people will find the journey quite smooth, inshallah. The only thing is obviously the difference between what they are used to with Sahok and what they are going to have to see this year, inshallah, is that in Sahok they issue them the codes for visa approval, or that they have the lottery code, or I don't know the name of. Basically, they give them the code, and then they approach the agent, and then they choose the package they want. In this case or this situation, they will have to register directly on Nusuk, and they get approved. And on the day when they launch sales, it becomes a true a true manifestation of nasib. Some people are fully ready, but they don't get access to the system. And in terms of IT, they have internet problems at home or whatever. And some people wake up and they log in and click, click, click. Everything goes through. So this brings us to the importance of dua and the importance of pleading to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who are performing Hajj this year, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah. Brother Umar, I'm sure you are pretty familiar with the South African scenario. And Brother Abdul Rahman obviously alluded to Sahuk as a regulator that manage the affairs on behalf of the Hujjaj, working together with the Hajj operators here in South Africa. Now, just to look at it from a Nusuk perspective, how does this actually change that scenario, considering that we've had people that have been applying for Hajj for a very, very long time. We've had a list of something like about 50,000 people that have been on a waiting list. We know about the quota system. South Africa had a quota of about 2,500. Apparently, we've been told that this has been reduced a bit as well. And for people that have been waiting to go for many, many years for Hajj, in your experience, was this a challenge? And were you able to overcome a challenge like this through the Nusuk system as well?
طيب brother Inayat, I'm not fully aware, because again, when we say Albait guest, we formerly used to be South Asia, so we used to serve South Asian Hajjaj. Since the last 3 years, the geographical boundaries was removed, so we came into the B2C initiative, and Alhamdulillah, we capitalized on 1/3 of the total initiative. Of course, South Africa was not there, so we have not dealing quite well with South Africa. However, what I would want to say that the new system is accommodating to all kind of people, and accommodating to those who has been waiting. Now, the quota has been announced for South Africa to be 1140. However, at certain point of time, there could be more number added to more number can utilized by the South African Hajjaj. So I personally believe that the challenge of number will always be there, looking at the fact that Mina and Arafat, it's a limited space, and and it can accommodate limited number of Muslims every year. However, I would say that the chances for everyone, there is no awaiting list anymore, but the chances are increased for anyone to come for Hajj. I think it would be much more better chances than previously if you had a waiting list earlier.
Yes, Brother Abdul Rahman, just from your experience and your interaction with the Hujjaj, and also in terms of the local Hajj operators working with operators within the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. How has this interaction been? And just from your experience, what has this actually done for the Hajj experience of the Hujjaj themselves, once, after they've obviously now migrated to the Nusuk system?
So you see, I like to talk about the positive impact of the system, and I always say to my friends and colleagues, because I was a Munazzim organizer of Hajj from the UK for a very long time before the system changed and we migrated to Nusuk. And then Mr. Omar gave me this opportunity to be working alongside with him and the team in Saudi Arabia to provide and help and work on the packages and the elements of the packages. So previously, when we talk about experience, customer experience or pilgrim experience, previously people used to, maybe it's slightly different in South Africa, but they used to call a travel agent or a tour operator in London or in Paris or in Washington and say, I would like to go to Hajj with six people from my family. Okay, thank you, bye bye, bye bye. They make a payment and they put the phone down. That's it, finished. And then they remember that they're going to Hajj 2 or 3 weeks before Hajj, and they start preparing. Now, because of the new experience that people will go through, they will be connected to Hajj and thinking about Hajj and working towards preparing for Hajj for at least 6 months. What does that mean? It means they will go through phases. They will make they will submit their documents, and then they will get approval, and then they will learn and study about the packages, different packages, and then they will choose their preferred package, not without payment, but they will choose their preferred package after learning the different types of packages, durations, dates, etc. And then they will send money to their e-wallet on Nusuk, and then they will buy their package on the day when it opens. Most probably or possibly there could be another phase where they buy again if if there are still packages available, and then they start engaging with the provider in Saudi Arabia and the local imams and guides, whom we are very keen on making sure that we have select the best of the best, inshallah, and select the most people who are truly concerned about the khidmah in order to facilitate everything. In terms of overall experience, once you arrive into Saudi until you leave, I just would like to say that always remember that this is a government initiative. This is an initiative by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah of Saudi Arabia. So all resources are put in place in order to facilitate and to make sure that you have a truly life-changing experience, inshallah, as long as you make the right choice for the package that is good for you and the provider that is accompanying you or facilitating this package for you, inshallah. So many things have been made easy. Many things have been made available. The experience in Mina and Arafat is elevated and reduced for us in the UK. I remember we used to take our camps in Mina and Arafat. The price that we were paying for Mina and Arafat before, in terms of services, are way less, and the service now is way better than what it used to be before.
Yes,
This doesn't
Jazakallah
mean
for that,
that,
brother.
sorry, this doesn't mean that the package is cheaper than before, but it is similar, quite similar to what it used to be before.
No, absolutely. And Jazakallah for clarifying that issue. And Brother Umar, because this has become a major talking point here in South Africa, that migration to the Nusuk system is going to drastically increase the cost of Hajj. And it has been a major talking point. And obviously, Brother Abdul Rahman has provided some context, some clarification to that particular matter. But also, I think what's important is just to delve in a bit more detail on the services through the Nusuk system that are offered to the Hujjaj. Once they are accepted, once they are accredited, once they paid for their package in terms of services. Now, Brother Abdul Rahman spoke about your local scholars, your local ulama as well, to provide that service structure as well, which is extremely important. But also at the same time, as far as the collaboration between, say, for example, a local Hajj operator in South Africa working with an operator in Saudi Arabia, what sort of interaction, what sort of collaboration is there to make this Hajj experience, an enjoyable experience, but also a good experience for the Haji?
Okay, so Brother Inayat, we actually do collaborate with local operators as well as ulama and mashayikh and shuyukh, as my colleague Abdul Rahman has mentioned. And in fact, I think for the last few days, our office has been busy in Mecca, visited by many South African agencies. We are planning a trip, inshallah, next week to South Africa as well, to come and see some of the local partners and try to meet some of the Muslim community and explain a bit about Nusuk and how things go. However, we are very choosy in Albait Guest. We have a strict criteria into choosing the partners who are going to be collaborating with us. However, just to put things in context, yes, we do collaborate with partners from different agencies as well as Islamic institutes, as well as mashayikh and ulama, to ensure that whoever is coming is being accompanied by appropriate partner, whether it was a travel agency or it was mashayikh and ulama, to give them a good experience, inshallah.
Well, I think, I'm actually quite glad that you mentioned that you are coming to South Africa. And I think, this is where the value add is going to be, Brother Abdurrahman, just from the experiences that you've had in the last 3 years. And I think I recall about 3 years ago, when the Nusuk system was first introduced in the UK, there was a major uproar at that point in time. The system, obviously, there were a lot of glitches in the system. But I'm sure, Brother Abdurrahman, all of that has actually been put to bed because, with the countries that are now on the Nusuk system, and from what I've been following, countries like the United States, Australia, these are countries where we've been engaging with people as well. They seem to be quite happy at this point in time. And also our neighbor, I know their numbers are very, very small. Botswana, 55 people only, but they seem to be quite satisfied with what the system has had to offer them.
Yes, we were very honored and pleased, and we organized a grand reception for our pilgrims from Botswana. When Botswana was introduced to Nusuk 2 years ago, we only had two pilgrims. We only had two pilgrims who actually, and nobody wanted to, or nobody was, everybody was reluctant and afraid. So only two people came, and we were so happy to receive those two pilgrims from Botswana. And when they went back, they shared their experience with everyone. And last year, even though the quota of Botswana is about 25, but 50 plus people came from Botswana. Also Reunion, also Mayotte. We had people from Seychelles. So we are, as Brother Omar said, we are coming to South Africa to to provide you support, to answer your questions, to be there if you have any queries, if you have any worries, if you have any anxieties. I'm not going to paint a very dreamy and very lovely picture, but I was an organizer myself from the UK for over 20 years, and I see the difference in terms of the services provided, in terms of the packages, the variety of packages, like Omar said, and so on and so forth. There are the levels of anxiety when will I get the package or not? Will I get will I be successful or not? But this is like in everything. There is no يعني, everything has its ups and downs, its pros and cons. But I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this migration a very smooth one, and rest assured that at Albait Guests, Mr. Omar, myself, the whole team, we are very excited. We are khidma oriented. We are customer centric. We have a customer centric mindset, and all we care about, aside from the dunya, because this risk is guaranteed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the khidma that we will uphold very high in the day of judgment, inshallah. And we say, Ya Rabb al-Alameen, we serve the South African community, Muslim community, and there they are, they bear witness, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, it's just very, very positive for what is actually coming out of you, Brother Abdul Rahman. And it's actually very, very heartwarming, Brother Umar, as well. I think to both of you, I'm sure that you will be unpacking a lot more when you come to South Africa. And I know this broadcast is not going to do justice to the topic as well. There's just so much, and through your levels of engagement, with people, with the mashayikh, with the ulama, with the Hajj operators as well in South Africa. There's a lot more detail that obviously, we will get into, inshallah. So we're looking forward to both visits here in South Africa, inshallah. We hope to meet up as well. Just some final thoughts, Brother Omar, before we take leave, because we've got one of our local travel agents from TWF, Brother Yaseen, who is actually listening in right now, and I just wanted his thoughts as well. So we're going to go for a very quick break, and then we'll bring Brother Yaseen in and also listen to what he has got to say, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Humanity sets the agenda.
Yes, we actually going to bring in, we've got Brother Omar Akbar with us, Albait, CEO of Albait Guests, and also Brother Abdul Rahman Helbawi, Head of Pilgrim's Experience, Albait Guests as well. We've got Brother Yaseen Khan from TWF, who has now joined us. Brother Yaseen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Inayat. How are you doing?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, doing exceptionally well. I'm not too sure how long you've been listening or, to the discussion I've had with Brother Omar and Abdul Rahman.
Alhamdulillah, I mean, I listened to the whole thing, and I'm very happy with the information they've presented and the confidence that they've given back to the South African community. I'm not sure how else you would like me to contribute.
No, definitely. In fact, you know what? Just my discussion and from what I've heard, a lot of positives as well. They both obviously very sincere in terms of all the fears and the anxiety and all of that South Africans are feeling at this point in time. I think they've realized how anxious South Africans are at this point in time, and to try and basically make sure that our minds, our hearts are at rest as a result of this migration. And I think to an extent, it was achieved in this brief discussion that we had, although we couldn't cover all the ground in the detail as we would have liked to. But they saying they are coming to South Africa.
Yes, inshallah. I believe on Monday.
Yes.
I think,
So,
just to touch on that, I think reassuring and heartwarming and uplifting, these are things that should have been done from the outset. And I think we as a community have relied far too long on certain narratives being driven that create this hype and create this uncertainty. Since the announcement had come out, I think it was last week already, the relevant stakeholders, the relevant service providers who have been working in the Hajj service industry for decades, we were aware this was going to happen at any time. We knew it was coming, whether it was going to come this year or next year. And we've understood the systems. We've been engaging with the systems. Yes, not at a first-hand level because we weren't sure as to when we were going to be activated on the system. But we knew what it was and the challenges that it will come with and the benefits that it will come with. And it is up to us now, it's our responsibility and amanat upon us to ensure that the community understands this, that is a smooth transition, and that we move across into this new system with ease and with minimal hurdles to ensure that everyone has fair and equitable access and can perform their Farad Hajj, inshallah.
Yes, and also I think what is important to understand, Yasin, is all the speculation that is taking place, and one actually needs to put that speculation to bed and to fully grasp and fully understand. And I think this is the reason why the value add of having experienced people like Umar Akbar and Rahman Helbawi coming through to South Africa
Mhm.
and meeting not only with Hajj operators but with the cross section of the South African Muslim Ummah as well. So I'm sure, a lot will be achieved, a lot will be gained. And like I mentioned, a value add, so that people can start now applying their minds and preparing themselves, accordingly, and also in terms of getting a greater understanding as far as the system is concerned, because we knew in this digital world, somewhere along the line, something would change as well, and that would include Hajj as well.
Inshallah. Uh, in terms of it being digital, yes, the platform is digital, but we are doing our best to ensure that those who are not familiar, those who are uncomfortable or haven't had a chance to engage with platforms before, taking a step back, the old systems were also digital, making payments, transferring funds, accepting your Hajj accreditation, upload. That was also a digital system. The Nusuk system works on a similar platform where you capture your information. These challenges have existed. These challenges will continue to exist. And at TWF, at our individual companies that make up the consortium, Travel and Tour World, World of Travel, and Flywell Travel, we've done this on a year-on-year basis. We know there are certain segments of the community that have these challenges, and we always go out of our way. We make sure that when the Hajj accreditation period starts, when it's time for Hujjaj to accept their accreditation, when it comes to transferring funds across and making payments, our offices were always open. We all, especially in the communities that had these difficulties, our offices were always open for that in-person engagement. And we are glad going forward that we can still provide that to the South African community.
Well, certainly, because when one looks at Hajj, obviously it is a service-driven industry, and I'm sure that service will still continue. And as operators, you will continue excelling and improving on your services, even if situations change, even if systems evolve over a period of time. I'm sure you will be obviously abreast with it and provide that necessary service as far as Hajj are concerned as well. And I think in that regard, I don't think they need to fear anything, as far as it's concerned. But just coming to Brother Omar and Brother Abdul Rahman coming to South Africa, I see Brother Omar is joining us as well. Just in terms of the greater public being aware of the visit to South Africa. I mean, are we going to put up some information? In what format? How are these engagements going to be taking place? Any idea, Yaseen?
So I'm not sure what Albait's guest itinerary is and how they've planned their engagement. They would be meeting, Brother Omar had mentioned, that the South African service providers are in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the moment, engaging with him and the other Saudi service providers to see who they would partner with in order to provide the best solutions and offerings to the South African public. What Brother Umar's itinerary is for his journey here, he will share, inshallah. I can't comment on what his plans are for that. But from our side at TWF Hajj, we have already started securing venues. We've already started collateral. We've prepared some helpful guides. We've taken whatever information we've had to make the public aware of the steps and the phases that this Hajj system works at. And we've started distributing it. We've got videos that we are sharing. And we are also ensuring that the communication that goes out is accurate, is verified, and is put in a way that it's easy to digest. So there's at least amount of confusion or misdirection when someone sees something or when they hear something, how they understand the system that's coming into play and how they need to react to it and how they need to engage with it.
Yes, I believe both Brother Abdul Rahman and Brother Umar are actually back. Yes, back with us. So just to wrap up, Brother Umar as well. You've heard what Brother Yaseen had to say as well, and clearly we are looking forward to your visit. Just finally, in terms of what sort of schedule, what sort of program you're going to be having in South Africa? Any idea?
So, Brother Inayat, as Brother Yaseen rightly said, our visit is confirmed, inshallah, next week. However, we're still putting up our schedule. But over here, as an open platform, I can announce that if we are open to collaborate with anyone, with any agency, with any Muslim society, mosques, ulama, we can fit ourselves into any schedule. If anyone wants us, in any sort of informative sessions, we'll be more than happy. And inshallah, along with that, once in a day or two, or by tomorrow, probably we'll finalize our schedule and we'll announce it out. We are happy to go out on TV, on radio, anywhere to educate the people. Another thing which I wanted to mention is that if people want to log into our website, Albait and Nusuk, there is a lot of written material from last year Hajj, talk about the what to expect, talk about the roles and responsibility, talks about a practical guide of what people should expect. There is one very important point that I would like to draw the attention to. As you rightly said, things are digitalized. We do believe that, but today in Albait Guest, we do believe as well, how can we humanize this digitalization? People want to talk to people. We have our call center operating 24/7. They can reach out to our call center. They can reach out. They can send as many questions as they want, and I'm sure they will get a satisfying answer from our team. We carry a flag, which we take pride in, that we would like to serve everyone, whether they want to come with Albait Guest or with any other company. But we are happy to help anyone and provide information to anyone and everyone who intend to come for Hajj. And it's entirely their choice later on to go with whomever they want, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, jazakallah for that, Brother Omar. And as I said, looking forward to your visit as well. And as a media organization, we obviously have a very, very keen interest. So we certainly will be following your visit here to South Africa in terms of providing coverage as well, for the benefit of our listeners, viewers, and the broader public as well, inshallah. So we're looking forward to that, looking forward to meeting Brother Abdul Rahman. I'm going to give you the opportunity to have the final word, inshallah.
Allah, Jazakallah khair again and again and again for inviting us. You will get, Brother Inayat, the reward, excuse me, the reward of everyone who goes to Hajj this year, inshallah, from South Africa for
Ameen.
educating them. It's a very honorable contribution you are making. Brother Yaseen said very important messages. Amongst them is this is what is happening now. This is the reality. Let's deal. Brother Yaseen said, this is the reality. This is what's happening. Let's make it a smooth transition. He also said that the information they are providing, they are keen on making it accurate, verified, and simple for people to understand. These are the three components and elements of any literature we put out in Albait. Like our brother and CEO Omar said, we humanize the digitalization of or going digitalizing. And the final word I would say, look, the very first marketeer of Hajj was Ibrahim alayhi salam. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him to say, وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, they will come. They will come to Hajj. They will come to Hajj. مِن كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ, from every corner of the world. So whoever gets up and be ready to fulfill the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the call of Sayyidina Ibrahim by providing the khidmah and service. As I said before, money and rizq is guaranteed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this, from this venue stream, from this stream or another stream. But whoever gets up and be in the khidmah of those who are answering the call of Sayyidina Ibrahim and the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they get this honor. So we are here, we'll come to you and you will come to us and we will join together in Arafat, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of you and facilitate for all and make this Hajj an enjoyable and a life-changing experience, inshallah.
Inshallah, Ameen. And also, Brother Abdul Rahman, just a final word. Not only the money and the reset, Labbaik is also guaranteed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When He calls you, you will be his guest and you will respond, as his guest in announcing your arrival as a Haji as well. But to all of you, really, Jazakallah khairan so much, Brother Omar, Brother Abdul Rahman, Brother Yaseen as well. Allah Ta'ala accept all your efforts. Allah reward your efforts, and really for taking time out this morning
Inshallah.
with us right here on Salam Media. A very, very important discussion, inshallah. And I'm sure a lot more, inshallah, with your visit. Looking forward. Allah bring you safely to South Africa, inshallah. And as I mentioned, looking forward to meeting up, inshallah. But for now, have yourself a wonderful Jumu'ah as well. Please remember us in your du'as. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Well, that was just a preview of the introduction of the Nusuk system and what we needed to know, but there's still a lot more, inshallah, and all of the clarity will be provided. And it's always good to have people who have had experience with the Nusuk system coming to South Africa directly, talking to us, directly talking to the Muslim Ummah, to the ulama, to the mashayikh, to the Hajj operators, to the Hujjaj himself as well, inshallah. So please, looking forward to that visit at Salam Media, inshallah. We definitely will be following these developments as well. So, inshallah, looking forward to it. And just before I take leave of you as well, there is an event that is taking place tomorrow in Cape Town, a huge march for Gaza, and also tomorrow. The Palestine Solidarity, sorry, not tomorrow, this is on the 5th of October. The Palestine Solidarity Alliance Stop the Genocide Walk for Freedom, and that is going to be taking place at Rose Park. I'm sure a lot more detail, a lot more information will be provided during the course of the week, inshallah. And with that, have yourself a great Jummah, a wonderful Jummah. Let us get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us seek His mercy. Let us seek His blessings. Let us make dua for our brothers and sisters in Palestine and wherever else, right across the entire world, in Sudan as well. As we heard earlier on, the situation is dire, absolutely critical. Let's make dua for the Muslim Ummah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eases the pain of this Muslim Ummah that we are all feeling. And let us not forget, if we haven't recited Surah Kahf, please do so. The ulama advise us week after week, and also abundant durood on our beloved Master Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And with all of that, from myself and the team here at Salam Media, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.